Great to see everybody.
Start with Keenan.
Yeah.
So what happened there with Keenan? The decision to make the move.
It's the business part of the NFL, and everybody does what's best for them. Joe talked about it last week, but it's just very transparent. I mean, that's why you love the NFL. I mean, it's the business part of it, and everybody does what's in their best interest. And Keenan, I mean, make $23 million a year and play in Chicago. Who's got it better? Happy for Keenan.
Did you have a conversation with Keenan before you guys traded him? After you guys traded him?
Yeah, it's. You assume you are when you're talking to the representative. A lot of conversations with Joby and Joe and Joby were having a lot of conversations. That's the business part. It's great. Everybody's got a representative, and it's just a cool thing when there's that transparent part. I mean, it's not like anything else. Everybody knows this is, doing what's good for you and his family and doing the honorable thing. Heck of a deal for him, and did we want him? Yeah, him, Mike, Khalil, Joey. I mean, I'm a coach. I'm thrilled to have Khalil Mack on the team. Thrilled to have Joey Bosa on the team. So.
Just as far as the receiver room now, you mentioned moving on from Mike.
Yeah.
What's the plan there for you guys as far as building it out? Joe mentioned to us last week that obviously a little bit of work to do there to sort of build out the room.
Yeah, right. So really excited about Quentin, his opportunity. Josh Palmer, Darius, and then it's not even April yet. We've got the draft coming, and free agency too. Free agency lasts, before the draft, after the draft. Right now, just couldn't be more excited about getting the players in the building. It's like coaching staff's been hired. They've been grinding. They've been doing great. But getting the players into the building, April 2nd, that day just can't wait for it. Because they're the ones that bring that building to life. And it'll give us all a great lift, when that happens. So just really gearing up for that.
Joe mentioned last week that you talked to Justin after the Keenan situation. Just how did that conversation go? Obviously, they had quite a history together.
I've been talking to Justin every chance I get. Any reason I can, get the, call Justin, just check on it. How things are going on the ranch up in Oregon. I love hearing stories about that. Talking about cadence, putting in the schemes, offense and defense. I know, and Shane Day's had multiple conversations. Justin's been in. He's gotten a few workouts in. I think that's hitting him really good. So, yeah, just that interaction. I just like hearing how his day's going.
With Keenan specifically, though, I'm sure he was disappointed, like you were, to lose Keenan.
Same conversation that we're having right now. It's like, this is the business side of the NFL. The NFL has a business side to it, and guys do what's best for them. They do what's best for your family, but do what's best for yourself professionally and personally, and everybody understands that. And a heck of a deal for Mike too. I mean, $15 million a year. That's good. That's really good.
I mean, where did the team is right now? I mean, how far are they from the team you envisioned when you got here? You talked about being tough and nasty and this running game and kind of what you want to build. How far are they from what the players that you got? Is it from where you're envisioning this team?
Yeah, really, what we've been able to do so far is hire the staff. Be able to work with the preparation on the draft, free agency. I think that's been outstanding. There's been some really great signings to our team. Joe is so good, and Chad. There's inside our building. I mean, there's no invisible fences. It's been tremendous. Coaches getting the systems in. Jesse, Fick, Jerome. They've been great, but now we need the players. So to get to where we're going to be, it's in steps, and we can't do anything until we get the players in there to really give us that lift. So far, so good. So far, so good.
We know that the roster you're trying to build it. Do you think you can do that in one off season, or might this take a little longer to get this thing to where you are comfortable with the guys you've got?
Yeah, we think we can. Every year's a new year. I mean, it's almost like I have this vision in my head, like some of those Survivor programs, like Survivor Island type of programs. I mean, there's like 32 teams, and yeah, we're all we got. We're eventually going to be 90 to 53 and 17 on the practice squad, and coaches and front office and ownership and every person in that building, from equipment to training staff to the social media staff. I mean, the analytics staff. I mean, it's so much respect for what everybody does. I mean, everybody in that building, everybody in that organization. Nobody was born on third base. I mean, they had to work their way to first, to second, to third, and and the players, same thing. I mean, welcome. I mean, I want to celebrate, and congratulate them for being at the highest level of football, and celebrate their story and how they got there, and then, okay, now we're all here together. We're all on third base, poised to bring this home together. So that's where I'm at. That's the excitement I have, and just sitting on a spring, waiting for April 2nd to get here. I think we're in a great place, to welcome those players and get the ball rolling on April 2nd.
Jim, have you thought about the draft at all and what you guys?
Yeah, a lot.
I don't know what you'll share, but I mean, you guys have the number 5 pick. Are you a guy who's?
We definitely have the number 5 pick. That's what we got.
Want to stay put, or are there any realistic chances of movement there? Or?
Oh man, it's such a great pick. I mean, everybody can analyze that. I mean, that doesn't take a lot to understand that there's some real possibilities. I mean, I'm really super excited about that pick. So we'll see how it plays out, but I mean, it's pick a great player at 5. There's going to be a great player at 5. In some ways, there's talk of 4 quarterbacks going in the first 4 picks. Boy, if that happens, then that pick really becomes like the number 1 pick in the draft. If 4 quarterbacks go in the first 4 picks, that's not like the 5th pick anymore. That's like the number 1 pick of the draft for teams that have a great quarterback already. So we'll see. I mean, then maybe the 4 quarterbacks don't go in a row, and it's unprecedented that's ever happened. But maybe there's still another quarterback there when the 5th pick comes around, and somebody wants to. Again, that would be like the number 1 pick. It wouldn't be like the calculator for the 5th pick anymore. So, but yeah, if it comes around to us and we're on the clock at number 5, we know we got a great player that's going to be there for us. So yeah, that's haven't determined who that's going to be, but it's an exciting pick. Well aware we have the 5th pick.
second. What about him? Are you eager to coach? What about makes him eager to coach?
Oh yeah, it's so many things hit me with that. It's like in every way, I just I've gone through all his tape, all his throws. He can make them all. But getting to know him, just how much it's about the team and about winning. How much he puts into it, how much he cares about it. There's that part of him that he wants it to be about the team. Just being able to to make that step, to winning. I know that's why he's in it. So exciting. Yeah, there's a piece too where it's just like, hey, am I man enough to to coach this guy? And you can say the same thing, or you're man enough to go be in the division with the Chiefs, with Andy Reid and Sean Payton and the Raiders. I mean, it's like Antonio Pierce, great guy, great coach, great players, Patrick Mahomes, world champions, all that. Like, yeah, let's step up. Let's see. I want that challenge, and I know Justin Herbert wants that challenge. So it's all those feelings, it's all those emotions, anticipation for April 2nd. Can't wait to get it started.
Just going back to
Justin Herbert the other day for Pro Day and looking at these players that you've coached as now potential draft picks.
Amazing, incredible to see all the guys and predicted it. I hate to be one of those guys that says, I told you so, but I did predict that last summer that Michigan would set the record for the most players drafted from a school in a single year, and that just watching that come to life and be that way. It was talking to every single guy and seeing all the parents again. I watched all the O-line workout. I was able to watch JJ's throwing session. And the rest of the time I was just talking to people. It was incredible.
Going back to
what do you make of it?
Yeah.
Both of them taking pay cuts when you guys approached them about it. Did that mean anything to you outside of the financial, savings that you guys had? But just the principle of it, did it mean anything to you that those guys sort of took pay cuts to stay?
Business. I mean, it's the business. It's the business piece. The transparent business piece of the NFL, and guys doing what's best for them. Thrilled, to be coaching Khalil Mack. I mean, you watch what Khalil did, the kind of year he had, playing every game. Joey was having a better year than Khalil, through that stretch until he got hurt. I'll tell you, a guy who's really thrilled, Jesse Minter, and what Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and Thule, are going to be in this system. Really excited about that. Can't wait to see that come to life. Starting April 2nd. April 2nd. I keep the dates in my mind.
You obviously said that you watched JJ, and if there's 4 quarterbacks in the top 4, he's probably one of them. In terms of just coming to the league as a rookie, what's the challenge for him or any of these guys to make that jump from college to pro?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's I used to think it was like when you went from high school JV to varsity. That was a big jump. When you go from high school to college, that was a big jump. And then going from college to pro, big jump, but the same jump. But what I've noticed is that jump's not as big anymore. Guys are coming from high school to college, and their quarterbacks, is one of those positions now where they're ready and they play quicker. Going from college to pro, they're able and ready to play quicker. Why is that? There's probably a bunch of reasons, but they're just really well trained. They're really well trained coming out of high school. They're really well trained coming out of college. the workout JJ had. I've been to a lot of pro day workouts and watched quarterbacks throw. That was the best I've ever seen a quarterback do at a pro day. I mean, not only was his feet great in the individual drills but then he started throwing, and it was like every throw was right there. I thought our receivers did a great job too. They all had a great day, but that was the best throwing day I've ever seen. And then hear coaches and GMs come up to me and say, hey, great job with JJ, and we, like I predicted, once they were around him, I was hearing the stories about how he is on the board, how he is, on the field, the little things, the intangibles. I mean, it was absolutely no surprise whatsoever. But there was raving. I mean, it was great to hear, incredible to hear. I know it was sincere. It was unsolicited, but I mean, there's numerous GMs, numerous head coaches, couldn't say enough good things. And it was, I mean, you could just see it, right? I mean, his pro day, I was literally, I've never seen a better one.
What does his winning mean to NFL teams, you think? The amount of winning that he
still
did
important,
in
right? To win, right? Yeah. I mean, the most important thing speaks for itself. JJ's a winner.
We have to talk to you.
Jim, in 2011, a lot different circumstances than now with the lockout and the challenges you face there. What do you remember about those challenges as a first-year NFL head coach coming in when you didn't have an off season?
2011.
Yeah.
What I remember most is the players. They and Alex Smith getting all the players to, together at San Jose State, and Justin Smith, and that the players really took it upon themselves, even though there was a lockout. They're still getting together, working. I mean, it was like that whole Survivor Island, kind of theme keeps kind of playing in my mind. I mean, finding a way, improvising, adjusting, and that's what I remember about that. Who comes together as a team, in this 1 year period, these 9 months, 8 months, 6 months, leading up to the season. Is eventually the teams that play together, that won't be divided, that are unselfish, that and a little luck, they're the ones that come out to be the champion.
One of the guys on that team, I think your first Hall of Famer, right? Patrick Willis?
Yeah.
What do you remember about Patrick and beyond the play on the field, what made him a Hall of Famer? Or what makes him a Hall of Famer?
So many things at the highest level of athleticism, toughness, talent, effort. I mean, when I think of Patrick Willis, I think of by your talent and your effort, you will be known. And it's biblical to me, in the relentless hell bent on being great and being a great teammate. All those things and more,
Jim, did you guys ever?
And Navarro. How about Navarro? We got Navarro Bowman and so many guys on that team. I mean, Vernon Delaney, Jonathan Goodwin, who's on our staff now, Will Tugawafu. I mean, guys that I love him. There's no one I love more than him. There's nobody I love more than Frank Gore. There's nobody I love more than Patrick Willis. Just on and on. I mean, it's just a team of guys like that. And that's what we had at Michigan. I mean, when I walked around that pro day, it's like, oh yeah, no wonder we won the national championship. I had coaches GMs coming up after meeting with your guys. They would say, Mike Tomlin said, I mean, gold standard human beings. No wonder you guys won the national championship. So yeah, when you ask me what was it like to be there, that's what it was like. I mean, to watch, 18, 19, 20 guys that were at that pro day and know that their talent is that good, and they developed themselves to get to that point. And then they all acquitted themselves really good in that pro day and at the combine. But they also won the Good Human Being Award, because they just are, that's what their parents have poured into them. So yeah, it was the A+++. That's how I felt.
When we talked to you last month about the offensive vision, you talked about protecting the quarterback, and you talked about beefing up the run game. Obviously, a lot of that's going to depend on your offensive line. You guys brought in a setter and Bradley Bozeman. What's your assessment overall of where you guys are at up front in the context of how important that is going to be to how you guys want to play offensively?
Yeah, I mean, the offensive line to me is important. I mean, if I asked you the question of what position group depends on no other position group to be good, but every other position group depends on them to be good, what position group is that? Offensive line. They're not relying on any other position group to be good. They go out and they're good. But yet every other position group relies on the offensive line to be good. And then the D-line, they'll be the ones that argue back, we don't need the offensive line to be good. Do you? Do you like when the offense has a 12-play drive and the field position? Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. You're right. It's like. So yeah, that building that kind of offensive line, that's exciting. Can't wait to do that. April 2nd. Let's get it started. Let's go.
So do you feel good
ready to roll?
What you guys have there right now? Obviously, 4 of the starters right now are back from.
Super
from last
excited.
year.
Yeah, I think they're really good. I think they're really willing. And then just that mentality of that group. I mean, that's like a fist. There's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Playing is one on that offensive line. I look at them and go, yeah, Rashawn, really good. Excited about Zion. Bradley Bozeman signed him. Sawyer, Pipkins. I really like McFadden too. You just can't wait to get that, get in the room, get in the weight room, get on the field, and coach guys and be around them and build that group. I mean, excited about that as well.
With Jamari, he's played guard and
tackle.
in
He's
the
been good
league.
at that too.
Do you have a vision for where you see him fitting best?
He's versatile. You love guys that are versatile like that, and we'll see. It's to be determined. Have seen the tape, but that's not everything to me. I mean, getting around guys on a daily basis, those questions get answered. I see McFadden as a possible center too. He's got versatility. He's got the athleticism. He's got the feet. He's got the intelligence and intangibles. I've been told. So there's all kind of possibilities that you think about and anticipate. But hey, we all gotta get together here in the same room and al natural we'll go about it.
And with McFadden, you're basing that. He made 2 starts at the end of last year. That tape primarily.
Yeah,
is what
that
you're
tape.
basing? Okay.
Yeah, the latest and healthiest tape of each guy.
Jim, going back to J.J. McCarthy for a second, if he were to end up in a major market like, say, New York, what would make him uniquely qualified to be able to handle that personality-wise, emotionally, and just with his play?
Yeah, couple examples. He's like the perfect blend of Jim McCarthy and Megan McCarthy. So I just watched the evolution of every kid you coach or you raise, or that you're around. You watch this evolution, and they evolve most of the time, just kind of what the parents have poured into them. So Jim McCarthy, great gift of personality and empathy and competitiveness and just bigger than life. and then there's Megan, and she is like quiet but like a stone cold killer. You know, like if somebody like were to do something to the family, you know, you would see a tiger. You know, and then that's JJ. It doesn't matter. I mean, they could be adulating him, JJ, we love JJ, and or being booed, you know, or being hit, and then this killer comes out, and he's, whether it's good, whether it's bad, you know, he's got an extra gear, you know, especially when he's challenged, and you also see the, you know, the big personality and do anything for another guy in the team, you know, or a kid, small kid that walks up to him, you know. I mean, makes my son Jack feels like JJ's one of his really good friends. I mean, he's incredible. So big market, small market, it wouldn't, cold weather, hot weather, you know, it won't matter.
Jim,
and I've said it before. I think it's well documented. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft, and that's just what I think. Just my opinion. He's the one who plays quarterback. You know, of all the quarterbacks that are in the draft, there's great quarterbacks in the draft. I think he plays quarterback the best of any quarterback in the draft.
Jim, what would you say makes Mike McDonald a good defensive mind?
Oh, Mike is, I mean, he's a stone cold killer too. Not just defense, offense. I mean, he has great understanding of special teams, the whole system. And he's one thing I'll say about Mike, which, you know, he's himself. And that's every day, and he has a great year. Like, he's a great coach. Like, there's humility too there, you know. Like, I guess some coaches make the mistake of being, you have a great year as a coach, and even somebody gives you coach of the year, then that's great, you're coach of the year. That doesn't make you coach of the decade. And Mike understands that, you know, and understands that every year is a new year, and you gotta, yeah, you're gonna have to tack it the same way every year. Don't get a big head, you know, because that's a trap. That's a deep, dark, lonely trap. Same for coaches, same for players. Yeah, just couldn't say enough good things about Mike.
Jim, bringing back Alohi Gilman at safety, what did you guys like about him, and why do you think he's going to be a fit in Jesse's system?
Yeah, I think I'm super excited about our safeties. Alohi, Derwin, doesn't get any better than that, but long been a fan of Alohi, you know, back from Notre Dame days and Navy days and all those days. You know, just getting a chance to be around him, and the interactions I've had, he's just who I thought I was. He is just who I thought he was.
You specifically, having played quarterback in the NFL, how can you help Justin?
How can I help Justin?
Yeah.
I think, you know, when it comes to coaching a quarterback, I mean, it's maybe back to that fist analogy. I mean, you know, different offensive line coach really helping Justin. You know, Shane Day, who's going to be there every single minute. And then I'm gonna add. Mark Trestman's going to add. Sanjay Lau is going to add, because you have to have a connection with every other player on the team, every other player on the offense, every other coach. Greg Roman can be incredible help to Justin. I'm definitely gonna you know, chip in there as well. Ben Herbert's going to be a great friend and coach to Justin. I mean, yeah, we're all going to be kind of that fist to help coach Justin.
But what specifically? What can you? I mean, I'm assuming he he's probably a more talented quarterback than you were when you played. I think you'd allow that.
Yeah,
So
I'm not gonna be doing any demonstrations anymore. That was when I was coaching quarterbacks through the years. There's been an evolution there. I mean, there was a time where 20 years ago when I first started, like I could really demonstrate stuff. I could hop in there and do it and show them. And then somewhere between then and now, I caught myself on film a few times and go, that's not what I want them seeing. So I've had to learn to like verbalize things and, teach the game management, teach the technique, teach the fundamentals through verbalization. I've gotten it. I've learned how to do it.
Did you have a favorite Mike McDonald story?
No, I don't. I'll think of one probably in about 30 minutes. But no, not really. No, just. I think my favorite thing about him is my favorite thing about anybody. Like same thing I tell myself, same thing I tell the players, the other coaches. Just be yourself. Be yourself. And strive to be the best version of yourself, and then get a lot of practice at it by doing it every day. Be that person. And where we all go wrong, where we all make mistakes, is when we try to impress somebody. That's when you get off your game, because you're not in your practice of your consistency of being yourself. So same thing to the players, same thing to the coaches. I mean, yeah, maybe if there's one thing I can coach guys up on is just do you. It's working. You're here. You're at the highest level of football, and if you do want to get a little better at something, just work a little bit harder at it. And whatever you do, don't get a big head. That's a trap. That's a deep, dark, lonely trap. And I think Mike does a great job of that.
What's made his defenses so effective in the last few years?
His defense, John's defense, the Ravens' defense. Always starts with good players. Don't ever think that there's a good coach without good players. All of us included. But yeah, Mike, John, Jesse, those guys who all came up with that defensive system, it kind of speaks for itself.
Jim, word on the street is you've gotten the RV set up.
Yeah.
How's that
been
going?
Great, I mean, being myself, like I always wanted to do that. It worked out great. I'm 100 feet from Greg Roman.
He has an RV as well.
He's got a better Giro's got a really, really good RV.
So he's got it better than you, is what you're saying.
In the RV world? Well, I'm not as fancy. My Thor motor coach, it hits me just right. It's been awesome. It's been it's been really good. I go back there and there's some good time to think. Just it's been great. Now that all that's coming to an end, I'm happily coming to an end because my family is coming to California. They're all here on this trip, and we're all going to California together. So we'll be moving into our rental house. So that's even better to me.
Did you drive it from Michigan?
Oh, my brother-in-law did. John Fearborn.
Gotcha.
Drove it.
Jim, you guys haven't shied away from talking about wanting to win championships, you and Joe, but the team is so different, from the players that have left, very good players. What makes you confident that you guys can still compete for a title this year?
Yeah, we just believe. We've got just got high expectations. Really, right now my expectations are high for April 2nd. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. And then you just, like anything, you just chip away at it. You just chip away at it and find a way. And yeah, we think we can.
All right, thanks, Cody.